What's up, brothers and sisters? Brother G World 7_D. Doing my thing. Doing my little run. I'm just gonna make a little quick general video about several things. It may just be one thing about several things. So this is not rehearsed. So this is just me just saying something. I want to say this. Yesterday I was talking about how it's important for us to study our real history and do not listen to a lot of these so-called Negro intelligentsia. Continue to do your research, like I said, like I've always said, right? You can get valuable information for the biggest devil, but continue to do your research. A lot of these individuals are stuck on just, oh, your DNA this, your DNA that. That's not real research, man. And it's sad to how they use the Asian people as the DNA markers of America and then mark everyone who was so-called black to West Africa here in America. They're basically trying to displace you out of your own damn land. But some of my brothers and sisters don't see that because they have been heavily indoctrinated by this racist, whitewashing education system. Excuse me. So you have to understand that, man. You must come to the realization that you're going to have to do your own research. That's why I always say, I beg you, brothers and sisters, don't listen to these clowns because you're being miseducated. You're being heavily miseducated. And you know, people like to ridicule people who identify themselves as Indian or Aboriginal blacks. The only one that should be ridiculed is them for denying this, man. I said before, I'm going to say this again. Those are traitors. They are the enemy in our community because they want to continue with misinformation. We don't have time for that. We don't need continued misinformation in our community. We need to basically continue to excel and gravitate and grow and reestablish our true history on this planet. And it did not originate from slavery. Because some brothers and sisters is too busy stuck in the slavery narrative, man. When the original slaves, I said this in other videos, were white, Slavic people. They were white people. And white slaves were brought here to ancient America with black masters, and many of them were executed by their black masters. I'm telling you this because this is what happened, right? So you gotta stop with the I am descendants of some damn African slaves. No, we're not. No, we're not. And it's sad, it saddens me that this information's out there, but a lot of brothers and sisters are not willing to study it because they're stubborn. And by acknowledging the fact that the information they have grown up and supposedly research has been wrong, they don't want to acknowledge that. And that is a big problem, man. That is a big problem in our community. We have some bullheaded Negroes who are helping to cause for our demise. No, they gotta go. And what I'm saying is now, we're gonna have to stop listening to Negroes or basically kind of force their asses out of our spaces because there's too many traitors. All right, there's too many traitors, and there's a lot of these Negroes, like I said in other videos, who really do not want to change anything. Their main goal is to position themselves and to be next to and have a space next to white folks or anything non-black, because they feel that anything or having something, anything non-black with them or non-aboriginal, melanated with them is something special. This is how sick some of these individuals are. And I'm telling you this, man. Yeah, some of you already know this, but this is the truth. Some of these Negroes cannot be trusted. All right, we need to see them for who they are and see them for the traitors that they are. But like I said, there's just too much information documented saying who the original people here were. And our ancestors keep telling us, giving us hints. But if some of us just want to refuse to see this, that is a problem. Those individuals need to step aside or go away. We don't have time for that, man. There's too much information out here. There's too much information out here. When you look at the so-called black people around the world, the aboriginal people around the world, the melanated people around the world, they are darker skinned with woolly or wavy to straight hair. They come in all different phenotypes. All right, so-called Black Americans do not come in one different phenotype. Stop that. They don't come in one phenotype. Stop that, man. We've always resonated in very different phenotypes because so-called black people, melanated people, range in different phenotypes, different hair textures. But some Negroes are so locked in that you must have a 4D or C hair in order to be a true black person. That's nonsense, man. And the Negroes who say that tells you they have not done no damn research. They're just babbling. I'm telling you now, when you put in the research, you look in the physical difference. That's why I showed you those pictures of the black people, the melanated people of Asia, the Aboriginal people of Asia. You're seeing the different phenotypes there. But obviously, all of them would have been sitting in the back of the bus in 1954 in Birmingham, Alabama. Come on, man. Let's keep this real. So, we're going to have to wake up and realize that we have a very powerful history, but when you continue to hammer this issue and say you just descendants of slaves, that makes me throw up. Because that's not true. That is not true. Stop that mess. Stop it. Because you're helping, you continue with the help of erasing our true history. When Umar Johnson made a statement that pretendians and talking about American Africans, I felt that's insulting, man. See, he gets most of his money from so-called black Americans, all right? He gets most of his money, most of his funding from so-called black Americans. But yet, he continues to insult the community. He continues to insult the community with negative-ass comments like that. And he has not done no damn real research, but for him to make comments like that is highly offensive, man. He's very offensive, Negro, man, to make stupid-ass comments like that, but he does. Constantly. And now his images, his perception in the melanated Aboriginal American community is waning so much that he's sinking like the damn Titanic did, man, in the middle of the damn ocean. No one's really listening to him because they see the things he's saying is very offensive and insulting. There's too much documentation out there, but you're going to have to want to research it. And a lot of these clowns on YouTube, man, don't want to research it. They get mad at you because you're talking about the Aboriginal black people, not only here in America, but globally. But we got Aboriginal people here. Anyone, like I said before, who's telling you the first so-called blacks came here from 1619, was from 1492, is a damn traitor and an idiot and don't know what the hell they're talking about. They're regurgitating what white folks told them. I mentioned that's why I always talking about boats and selling. Like I said the other day, the Egyptians, so-called Egyptians, like so-called Mayans, they sailed across the world. They sailed in different areas. They weren't landlocked. These ancient Aboriginal, Negro, black, melanated people were not landlocked. They sailed around the world because they had the knowledge of navigation within the seas. They knew it. They knew how to see the currents pulled. All right, they knew that. They had maps. They did all this stuff. But yet, some of my people still believe that the only way we came over here is on the bottom of a damn cargo ship. That is ridiculous. And they still spreading this mess out at the colleges. And yet Negroes were teaching it. That's unacceptable, man. That is totally unacceptable to me. You still teaching that lie. You're saying that we are ignorant, that everyone else could sail around the world, but yet we could not sail. And everyone learned it from us. I scratch my head. We still got Negroes trying to teach that history that we just came over here in a cargo ship. Well, there's a few that might came over here, but majority of people came from West Africa, from Negro land or the Western Sudan. Get the hell up out of here. that infuriates me, man. It really does, because it tells you the lack of critical thinking from many of our people. The lack of critical thinking. They're not thinking critically. They're listening to what white folks tell them. White folks are telling them what they want them to hear. And these other people are telling them what they want them to hear. They're not using critical thinking. And in college, they don't teach you to think critically. They claim you, you teach you to think critically. No, they teach you that liberal BS. And I'm not a liberal or conservative, man. They're teaching that liberal BS, man. And they screw over those young people's minds in them damn universities. And the school system from K through 12. You're being screwed over. You've been highly miseducated. And when I mean highly miseducated, like someone's been highly medicated and they're high off the medication that they shouldn't be receiving, and they're getting too much medication, they're high. You've been miseducated, heavily miseducated. So you high with misinformation. I'm telling you, man, these people have really lied. Really lied. Really lied. Disgusting, man. They're pathological liars. Don't make any common sense. And then you get Negroes who spewing out the same thing like Dr. Mahal. Well, those are black people, but they weren't our black people. What kind of mess is that? That sounds like I said before, or the ancient Egyptians were black, but they weren't Negro black. Huh? What kind of nonsense is that? That's some stupid talk. That is stupid talk. But yes, I tell you, some of my people, when they don't even read, they don't pick up on something. I said before, whenever you see some stuff talking about the Mediterranean race, all they talking about is Negroes in North Africa and Negroes in Southern Europe. They use these goofy things, they try to change. They done so much changing, using different words, made the same group of people different races. It's crazy. These people have done some damage to our history and just flat out lied. They just lied. And yet, there's many of our people who want to be next to them. That is a problem that we're going to have to deal with. That is a serious problem. You got to understand, there are some traitors amongst us. Stop holding up some Negro with the degree running his mouth because he sounds intelligent, but the Negro not saying nothing. When you hear these Negroes say some stupid stuff, like that goofball Conscious Lee, man, I do not like that dude. When he makes the statement, said, oh, the Olmecs weren't black. Negro, please. There's many of those images of the Olmecs showing them with cornrows the back of their damn head. But yet some of them didn't even have their helmet on. And they had big ass afros. It's the stupidity of some of our people. And then you see some of them with the image of the image that you see over in Egypt with the Sphinx type body or lion body and a human head. You seen that with one of the Olmec figures, one with the big ass afro. You see that in the figures like it has an image like of Osiris over in Egypt, and one of the ancient Egyptian deities. You see that? You see the similarities, man. It's so damn obvious, man. Ancient Egypt wasn't just one group of people. They were very different nations within ancient Egypt, so-called tribes, that made this damn civilization. And many of them broke off. But see, some of our people, man, you gotta leave some of these clowns alone, man. Some of our people continue to regurgitate lies that white people have given. You have to stop doing that. You gotta stop listening to these white folks, man. You stop listening to them telling you about your history. You stop listening. There's been a few who just flat out told the truth, but most won't. Most won't. Most know if they can get over on these ignorant niggers, man, they can do whatever they want to, man. Trust me. They gonna continue to do that. Because that is their MO. Ammo. I'm saying memo, but I don't want to say ammo. They continue to lie to you. Because all these fools want to do is lie to you. They lie to you. And unfortunately, so many of my people believe in their lies. You have to stop doing it. You have to start thinking really critically. You have to do the deep research. You cannot Google information like that. There's a few things you may get off of Google, but trust me, most things you're not going to get off of that. You're not. You're not. You're going to have to do some deep research, and you have to come out of your pocket. Trust me, the information's there, but you're going to have to really do the research. It is there. And it angers me that so many people still talking that African slave trade, that they still some African slave trade. Stop that lie. You see so-called black people over in Australia. You see them throughout the Pacific Islands. The ones who do not look like the black people or the melanated people in Fiji have been mixed. That's why a lot of Samoans have been mixed. The original so-called Samoans look like the people in Fiji. Same thing for the Hawaiians. They've been mixed. This is so freaking obvious, man. But you're going to have to open your eyes and open your mind. Get that miseducation nonsense about you coming from here over on a slave ship and realize is that you had the Aboriginal black people ruling the damn world. Aboriginal Negroes, whatever the hell you want to call yourself. But you sure as hell tell you you're not descending no African slave, I'll tell you that now. That is not true. That is really misinformation. That's need to stop. Were there some slaves brought here? Yes. A lot of them came from Europe, man. But it was very few. And even the few that came to America, like I've said this numerous times, they were absorbed. The Gullah Geechees not no descendant from no damn Angolian Negro. Stop that mess, man. They are one of the very different Aboriginal blacks that were here. Stop that. And you get Negroes just say, hey, we're African. We do this and no, shut your ass up. I'm so tired of some of these Negroes, man. And I'm not knocking, not every single black person is an African. A so-called black person is an African. That is the problem. We are Aboriginal to this damn planet. But when you keep saying that stuff, you're allowing, I said this over and over again, you allow other people to hijack your identity. You gotta stop that. And that's why our identity has been hijacked. We've been told that we're somewhere else, but then other people come and steal our identity. They've done this everywhere. So I'm telling you, man, y'all, brothers and sisters, wake up. Stop listening to these charlatan Negroes from Harvard, Yale, Columbia, Brown, Dartmouth, Penn, Cornell. Stop listening to them Negroes, man. Stop listening to those Negroes. And start learning your true history, please. Because it's there. It really is. It really is, man. I was blessed to have educators in my family that had access to so much information. I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, learn your true history. I'm telling you, it will basically, it's something that's needed for our people. It really is. And it's going to really free our people once we truly know who we really are. And then if we know, once we know who we really are, people could not continue to take advantage of us like that from a mental state. I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, I beg of you, study true history. Please. Peace and love. Your brother G.